And welcome to the newest episode of the Red Leaf Retrocast Anime Edition. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're talking Vampire Hunter Double D.
Van Hire.
Vampire Hunter. We're talking about those two movies, one in the 80s and 2000s. Tori Hickey, ready to get the D on?
Nope.
You don't want some of that
D? D out.
Get the D out for the D on.
Getting the D out. What are you talking? You're talking like you're wearing pants. Come on now.
Good point.
It's podcasting. It's clearly a law. You're not allowed to wear pants.
For that.
It's something. That's a behind the scenes podcasting right there. Oh, you're a podcaster now. Take those pants off.
Points gone. I'm taking those pants.
This is not negotiable.
Not at all. JD planted a bomb inside our heads. we gotta take our pants off before recording.
Come on, you can't be saying this. You can't leak the truth that we're not here by our own by our own free will.
Sorry, it's just a very prolonged death game. Just like cholesterol, I guess.
Interesting. Okay,
it's a comparison. Okay, no, it was all part of my master plan for the metaverse of podcasting.
Interesting. How did that work out?
It's not. I'm not making a profit yet.
Correct.
But I swear, in 5 years, like Facebook, it's all going to be like Serial Experiments Lane. I swear.
You will be able to walk around inside our podcast. Without pants, of course.
Without pants, get that D out. That is the rule. This Facebook meta thing is... It's Ghost in the Shell. It's Lane. It's really funny. Do things together you couldn't do in the physical world. It's the next evolution in a long line of social technologies. It's a new chapter for not Facebook anymore. Just Meta with the wacky infinity symbol. Crazy.
Yay.
As a video put out, Mark Zuckerberg almost ate so much of your personal data that he went in a metamorphosis state. He's ready to create the metaverse where he can become God.
Hell yeah.
Just like Elaine, I guess.
Yeah, kinda. You're gonna be a surfer wizard like the Major? That's my goal.
Well, hell yeah.
I mean, she's kind of not wearing pants during all that.
She is. I mean, maybe it's invisible. She can get invisible, but she's just wearing invisible pants. You don't know. Right. The invisible pants is something that will probably be in the Ghost in the Shell manga. As we
absolutely.
Yeah.
This cat of mine's jumping all around. That's why I'm all out of whack. He's going back and forth. Okay. Fun stuff to talk about. I started watching Odd Taxi. Have you heard of this?
Never heard of it before. Go ahead.
So
explain anyways.
So it was recommended to me via a listener on the Twitter. Because I kind of this is a couple months back now, and I just kind of... So it was recommended a couple months ago on Twitter. Because I put out a tweet that said... along the lines of the anime of the year is kind of few and far between this year. And that's when Odd Taxi came up. And I go, you know what? I listened to a couple other anime podcasts and they were really high on Odd Taxi. I gave like episode 1 a try. And I was like, maybe I'm not into this right now. And over the past week or so, I watched up to halfway point and I'm into it. And for those that don't know, I should probably pull up the synopsis of Odd Taxi, as my internet is being quite slow today, or my computer. It's got to be one of these two.
It's the metaverse that's malfunctioning.
Well, I haven't joined the metaverse officially.
That's what you think.
Yeah. And I need to repeat that it's done by the same people who did Facebook.
Well,
I mean, at least it's not Google, so I guess... Could be worse. Or the Chinese government.
Don't say that.
All right, so got it up. Eccentric and blunt, the walrus Hiroshi Arakawa lives a relatively normal life. He drives a taxi for a living. He meets unique individuals, and by way of life, a series of events occur that's all kind of interconnected to each other, and it all kind of focuses around him. It's everyone's this animal of some sort, and it kind of goes along with their personalities to an extent. The dialogue is very high level, it feels like. So everything that they're talking about feels important. The reason why I wasn't into it at first is because it was all these animals. They weren't real people. But as soon as I kind of sat down, gave it a good try, you know, that like 2 to 3 episode standard that anime fans made up, that's when it finally grabbed me with these series of events that are occurring, from kind of extortion, drug trading, idols being like held under Yakuza power of some sort, corporate entities trying to like bury information, and it all keeps coming around to this one dude in a taxi because he meets all these people. He's somehow connected himself, gets connected. He's being used. Other people are being used, and all of his friends are being used. I'm into it. It's definitely one of the better ones this year. That definitely threw me off at first, but I'm glad I gave it a good try. So hopefully I could get that done in the next couple weeks, and I could give you a full review.
Yeah, I saw little bits of it. Seems interesting. Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, Crunchyroll. Okay.
Ooh.
You know what's also on
No,
I
I need to go back and keep watching.
High Guardian Spice.
High
Great
Guardian
anime.
Spice.
Ooh.
We're gonna review it, aren't we?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No. There's a guy
No.
on Twitter that's reviewing it for us.
Exactly. Besides,
that's
it's
true.
not even retro, so sorry.
I mean, it sure looks
Oh,
like
but
it's retro.
It's an it's an instant classic.
It sure is an instant classic, and it is one that'll never be forgotten.
Tori, tell me
What are we
about
talking about?
High Guardian Spice.
I refuse.
There are limits to it.
What do you want me to say about it? I don't know anything about High Guardian Spice.
Jay, I'll say anything, but if you try to make me talk about High Guardian Spice, you better click that button and explode my head right now.
High Guardian Spice, Crunchyroll original show that, was the talk of the town a few years ago. And now it's here. And yay.
Yeah, it was
I
delayed
thought
2 years. It finally came out, and
It's got like a 1.5 rating on Crunchyroll, which is I thought was supposed to be the audience, but apparently not. Apparently not even they like it. So clearly it's an instant success. It'll go down as the greatest anime of our generation, probably of all time, to be honest. So yeah.
It's totally free to stream on Crunchyroll too. So there is a guy on Twitter. His name is AGCast4. Okay, and forget how I stumbled upon this, but it just popped up on my timeline, and
Sure it did.
Oh yeah,
We all know you were looking up High Guardian Spice stuff, JD. We all know you want to hear other people's opinion on this amazing show.
well, I mean,
Oh.
I plead the fifth.
I remember 3 years ago, JD was so like, oh man, I'm gonna watch this when it comes out. The inclusivity in the show. But then, like, I honestly thought it was like it was released 3 years ago and was so bad no one talked about it. And realized it was delayed.
Oh man. So this guy made a thread over basically episode 1 and how it came out. Let's see. Our protagonist's family, I always knew pink hair never really made sense as a natural hair color, but Crunchyroll reminded me of just that.
To be fair, her father looks nice.
Well, the heavy receding pink hairline connected to his beard and
Hell yeah,
mustache with the ponytail.
Hey, look.
The bubblegum hair does not do it for me.
I think this thing is a nice design, honestly. And being honest, I think it's a quite honestly designed for cartoon, not so much for an anime. But I look at it as a cartoon.
I mean, my anime list doesn't count it as an anime.
He's got fucking pink body hair as well. This man is all pink.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the definition of masculinity, right? I think.
Yeah, I like this. I like this one. A nice thing? Okay. Nice thing about this anime. It doesn't look too horrible when you screenshot it. Honestly, that's the best way to enjoy this show. Quick reaction still frames rather than subject yourself to the horrible writing and animations.
Hell yeah.
Because when you click play on one of these videos he's got, nothing moves smoothly. Everything it looks like it's in 10 FPS or less. It's pretty incredible. And the dialogue is even more atrocious. I can't even give it the benefit that it's written by a 5-year-old or 4 5-year-olds. It's a different level than that. It's super, like, this whole thread is just super fascinating and funny. So yeah, High Guardian's Place.
I think it's one of those situations where it was kind of, it seems like they're kind of just winging it. Like I don't even want to say they have a point they want to get to, because I think there is a point they wanted to get to, but the problem is just like nothing fucking connects, and you're just in there, it's like people are talking, shit is happening, and you're just like, what does all of this mean? Who the hell knows? And then at the end, it's fucking like, why is this episode called Transformation? Because I used to be a girl, but now I'm a guy. And it's just like, amazing storytelling.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah. The show goes through random exposition dumps without context. Kind of like Vampire Hunter D. Maybe.
Don't even try to compare. Vampire Hunter D seems like a masterpiece compared to this. And it was made in the 80s. Talking about the first one, not even the second one in the 2000s.
All right.
I tried to go through that thread. I saw what he wrote, and he was like, okay, that was the first episode. I was like, that was the first episode? Oh my god. Oh no, I'm not subjecting myself to this thread. Imagine the show.
Well, I mean, it's spooky
bad,
season.
I'm just gonna watch fucking Twinkle Me Naughty Star again.
It's spooky season, so of course you gotta watch something so horrifying like High Guardian's Place.
Twinkle Nora Rock Me is a masterpiece compared to this as well.
Yeah, that's why if I'm gonna subject myself to masterpieces, I might even watch Avenger again.
Oh no.
I don't know about that one. That's a little bit harder for sell for me.
Really?
There is a sequel to that, right?
Avenger?
For what? I mean, no, just ended in it.
Are we sure? Are you sure? I felt like I remember reading there was a sequel
The Avengers is not a sequel to Avenger.
That's not what I was saying. Oh yeah, add the S on the end. That's how the universe started.
It all started with Avenger, and then it became the Avengers.
All right, Avenger. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
I'm pretty sure
you're wrong. Your internet is so slow. I've already looked it up, and there is none.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good thing you're wrong, because then it would be a really bad day for both of you.
Good. There's no sequel, nor should there be.
Okay. The day you fucking tell us to watch the non-existence Avengers sequel is the day I fucking hand in my resignation. I know I'm not hired, but still.
You're like, these pants are coming back on. I'm out.
You better press that goddamn button, JD. Because I am not doing this. You can blow up my brains out. Give a shit anymore.
I also have a button that spontaneously makes your pants catch on fire, just so you can never put them back on.
Good thing I'm not wearing pants then.
What's the point? You can't neg on your metaverse deal of podcasting. You can't do that. You risk all your pants from combusting. Anyways, shall we talk about the D?
You want to talk about the D?
No, not on the podcast.
Well, why
we can talk about the anime. We can talk about the anime.
Oh, that D. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll play my little drop. Here we go.
Rio, this is bullshit. Okay, open the door and let's take a swing at the motherfuckers.
All right, random Devilman drop. What's our timestamp here? 15 minutes. Oh, we're making great time compared to the last episode. Okay. Vampire Hunter D, our double feature. Double D, you might say. We reviewed the 1985 animation film and the 2000 anime, also a movie. The first one was made by Production Reed. It's Studio Reed. Yeah. And the 2000s was a Madhouse. And boy, do they look wildly different. Never you mind they're like 20 years apart from each other. Almost, kind of.
I mean, like, even then, like, I wouldn't exactly say that the 2000 versions look like typically 2000 art style-wise, at least. So
no, they're
still a
definitely
little bit
both.
stylized.
They're definitely both in that 80s style for sure. Yeah. So supposedly, the one in the 2000s was a sequel to the one in the 80s. Did you get any of that as a feeling that it was a sequel?
I mean, yes, because of some of the conversation between the characters, you do realize that like it's supposed to take place later. But I do kind of find it to be kind of that smart type of sequel where it's like, where it's like it's a sequel, but since it's been so fucking long, it's not a direct sequel. It just takes place after the first one, way after the first one, I think. Fucking,
I don't know. It seemed like I mean, they say it's a sequel, but to me, it was like a prequel. It felt like the 2000s took place way before the 80s one. I mean, the 80s one looks like it takes place on Mars, and the 2000s movie ends with people going to space.
that's true. But I mean, people going to space.
Yeah. Vampires going to space.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like...
Because, they did that before. Because in space, of course, as everyone who knows science understand, there's no sunlight. So, you can go to space because it's always dark and night in space. So vampires invented a space station, to avoid the sun. Even though the sun is in space as well. But hey, there's no sunlight. There's only the sun.
Yeah, ignore that part. Okay, so the 1980s
City
movie
of the always what is the everlasting night? They call it the space station.
Yeah, but all the written dialogue you can see, like parchments and whatnot, it's all in German, so it's very loosely translated. When they have, I watched the English dub of both these. I really went all out for this one.
Nice. Not getting that Halloween vibe.
Yeah. Well, I gotta make sure that I'm horrified in every aspect of the two movies here.
Did you carve a pumpkin this year?
No, I never carved a pumpkin. I'm not into that.
You've never carved a pumpkin before?
No, I have carved a pumpkin. I didn't do it this year.
Okay, I was like, I started to doubt your Americanness.
Of course, I've carved a pumpkin in my life.
Americanness? What do you do in Halloween?
Americanism.
Before you go into things, because I don't celebrate Halloween. Did you go around asking for candy when I was a kid?
Of course. Had a pillowcase, went door to door. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What a weirdo.
What do you mean, what a weirdo? You dress up in a costume. Your parents are kind of like chilling, or they stay at home when you get a little older.
When you get a little older, I guess.
Yeah, they just let you go out. Well, not anymore. Now it's like a bunch of people in a parking lot, and everyone hands them candy. It's lame.
That sounds way more dangerous. Yo, kid, want to get a load of my brand new candy?
It sounds like a drug deal.
I got all the flavors, kid.
Yeah, it's really weird now. Every time I read a story about these or hear from different neighborhoods, kids don't go door to door anymore, is my understanding. Or there's regions that they don't, and it's like, okay, everyone just shows up to a mall, and they stand out at different stores, and you just walk through the mall, and people hand you candy. The parking lot one was one I came across the other day. if you live in an apartment complex, there's just a party where everyone there's none of this door-to-door thing, is my understanding anymore. It's kind of sad. 'Cause that was a big moment in the early childhood years of 1JD, was the pillowcase. And then you dump it all on the floor when you get home, and you're like trading the Smarties and other shitty candy, and you're trying to get at least the shittiest candy that you might eat.
Fucking moment when you have to.
Did they do anything in German?
Yeah, they celebrate
Germany?
Halloween in Germany. Yeah. Of
do?
course, I went
Is
there
it-
when I was 17, and I was kind of.
But still, but you
So you were walking around
have
with all the
eyes.
kids, and you were
I mean,
like,
my
"Candy,
Halloween
please."
my Halloween in Germany was fucking getting drunk with my classmates. Like that was Halloween in Germany.
And then you went door to door, and you were like, "Candy me, bitch."
I mean, it's really different when you're fucking drunk out of your mind. You're like, candy, I need it. You're yelling in English to people. No, I didn't do that part.
Yeah, not that you remember, but most likely you did. And you, Tori, do you celebrate anything on Halloween?
I don't celebrate Halloween. No, I don't care about Halloween. Halloween
No.
here is a new. It's not that new anymore, but like, it never really made an entrance until like recently. And even then, it's not really a kids' holiday here because it's mostly just like. Like Halloween here is essentially it's an excuse for teenagers to go out and party and get drunk, which is nothing special because they take any excuse to go out and party and get drunk. So
Yeah,
Like,
it's just now we can dress up as slutty cats and cute anime
yeah, but
girls.
they do that anyways. They do that anyways. We call that Friday to Sunday, JD. Like sometimes it's Thursday to Sunday.
Well, in Germany, I can
Thursday's
assure you
Friday,
it's
but-
definitely on Thursday is when it starts.
it's
Thursday afternoon, classes are finally out. Bust out the vodka,
be-
get the corn. Let's do it.
Not even
Yeah,
out of
should
school
be
yet,
the-
just fucking busting it out right then and there. Yeah, I know.
I think there's gonna be the huge Shibuya body thing this year because of COVID, like just relieve COVID stuff in Japan, where everyone goes around just drinking and vomiting on the Shibuya streets.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds like New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But everyone is in costumes.
Remember when
Yeah, we don't do
Vampire
anything.
Hunter D?
Yeah, we got to talk
Day of
about
the Dead.
we got to talk about this D
Day of
here.
the Dead
All
is
right.
Cheers. Yeah, sure.
So, Tori, you were saying that this is actually an allegory for masturbation.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, we're following the D, and he has his best friend with him, his left hand, literally.
Oh, well. It's got
and, you
special
know-
powers too. You know what I'm talking about?
He's got special powers. They say he can suck up anything.
Yeah, he can.
I'm
D
just
is
saying,
right-handed, but you know sometimes
That's what you
right?
He is actually ambidextrous.
Well, it moves on its own.
Of course it does. It talks pretty sassy as well, as left hands often are.
Yeah, he's like, oh, come on, give in to your instincts. What are you fighting it for? It just, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff, brother.
My question is, where does that all go? Does it go inside of him?
Well, it's like Moroku's left hand from Inuyasha. It just, it's an infinite vortex vacuum.
An infinite void of nothing.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way sometimes. Anyways,
After watching Vampire Hunter D.
I definitely felt
yes.
something. Which one did you prefer if you had to pick one over the other? The 2000s one or the 80s one?
2000s 100%. The 2000s at least looks somewhat good. The fucking 80s one, not at all. The 80s one is like, the story is, oh my god, it's not even trying. It's not even trying to be interesting. How this is a 7 on Mal, I don't understand. It's so uninteresting.
Yeah, it's definitely too high.
So uninteresting. Fucking 2001, at least they are trying something. I don't necessarily think it works all that well in the 2001 either, but god damn it, they tried. God bless you, Madhouse. You tried, but you can't save this.
I'll go with the 2000s as well.
Yeah, same. So it's a 3 out of 3 consensus that Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust is better than the 80s D, which It's, 80s D. Maybe modernize it a little bit. I don't know. So I pulled up my old review of this Vampire Hunter D 1985 one, and one of my quotes was, "This
5
looked
years
like
ago."
yeah, 5 years ago." I said it. I said some things I definitely changed my mind at because I watched the.
Oh no, that's an 8 out of 10 coming, Tori.
No. It's definitely not. Definitely not.
No, okay.
Okay, 9 out of 10 then.
No, I said the voice acting was good. I said the
no.
voice acting was good. I stick by the Japanese one. The English one, the first 20 minutes, this is so bizarre. I think the voice actors changed after 20 minutes in the movie, because or they decided that all these characters will stop having accents. Because, for example, the main girl Doris's little brother Dan, he starts out with this British accent, and then it just drops over the course of the anime. Like, what happened? Then there's
Look at that. I just looked it up on Mal. Yeah, Doris has 2 English voice actors.
there you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the voices
Wow.
change throughout. It's so weird.
Yeah. Dan Lang, 2 English voice actors. Wow.
Are you sure
So-
it's not just a redub? And
I don't know. I'm just looking at it here. I don't know if it's been done more than that.
more than once?
Have you watched a version where they combine 2 different dubs, JD?
That would be quite
There's a
the
Brazilian
splice.
Portuguese version.
The
of
left
this.
hand has 2 different ones. Interesting.
Yeah, and you can hear the voice changing throughout. Like it's just the first, like I said, we'll put it at 20 minutes. First 20 minutes has completely different voice actors than the rest of the movie, because it's an hour and 20 minutes. So 60 minutes and 20 are separated. It's very bizarre. By the way, Magnus Lee and Ramika Lee, very Eastern European names that go with their voices.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, nothing says Romanian accent like Magnus Lee.
Magnus Lee.
I think D even had a different voice actor in English, didn't he?
Did he?
Think
Not
so.
that I see. No,
No?
yes, he did.
He
Yeah,
did,
apparently
yeah.
did. Interesting. Is there like... this makes no fucking sense to me.
It's pretty incredible. This guy Greco in the 80s one, he has 4 different accents. Like I was watching the beginning with a friend, and we were like, okay, that's French, that's British, that's American, like Brooklyn. Where'd that come from?
That's very fun. That's very funny because he is the only. No, never mind. He has 2 there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah,
I guess,
I was just
something
about to say.
happened.
Yeah, I was just about to say he only has 1, but no, he actually has 2.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's
has
super
two.
weird.
Everyone has 2. Yeah. That is so.
This is
Like
there's a voice actor called Winkless Jeff.
the fucking director just halfway through was like, "You all suck. Get out. Find new ones."
I wouldn't blame him, because it did get
And
way
then-
better when the different voice actors came in.
And then for some reason he was just like, "All right, should we then redo the fucking first 20 minutes?" No. Keep that.
Nah, it's
We
too
don't have
late.
the
Our
time
budget
or the money.
is $3.
We have a budget.
Yeah, well, it certainly looks
wasted
like
it on
something from the
bubblegum.
late 70s. It was not something you should see in 1985. That's
They
for
had
sure.
a budget of $3 and it was all pocketed by the fucking dub director.
God. So the 80s movie focuses around a girl named Doris. She gets bitten by Magnus Lee, vampire guy. They're on Mars, I guess, 10,000 years in the future, I guess. And she goes into a town that looks like it's straight out of, Austria. And they're all like, oh, she's contaminated, blah, blah, blah. And D randomly shows up. She wants his D, kind of out of nowhere in the movie. And she hires him, and he goes, all right, I will kill the vampire guy. And that's the movie. Excellent synopsis, right?
There's a lot of sexual tension for some reason.
A lot of sexual death. Everything
Well, look,
is
man,
just
good old Lefty there is telling him to embrace it. She's like, I want you, D, and
Every female monster is like, yo, you down?
Yo, your vitality. Oh, snake women. All up on him, slithering. There's a lot of imagery here. Different kind of imagery.
I mean, D is
Told
a
you.
Dunfield, so he's half
Dunfield,
human, half
yeah.
vampire.
Because his mother was like, yo, fucking Twilight, though.
Oh my god.
Can we just stop the podcast and restart? Just give a pause of like 20 minutes and just restart from the beginning.
No,
No, hell no.
no. We're
Are
gonna
you
get
kidding
different.
me?
We're gonna get different
So-
people to review the show from this point.
I was about to say we need to get 3 new guys to fucking take care of the 2000 movie. Just no one mention anything in the next. Suddenly, every voice will be different. Accents will be different.
Oh god.
So Facebook changed the name.
Becky, shut the fuck up. We're moving on.
Okay. Oh Jesus, Tori, you killed me with that.
Well, I
Couldn't
mean,
handle
in this movie, it wasn't the only one because the fucking one of the vampires is also Dunfield. Ramika.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
she's all
no.
into being all
Sort
noble
of
and whatnot.
Not only the Twilights, there were some spin-offs of Twilight in there. I don't know.
Yeah, she's
Hell
dude.
yeah.
She's got forehead for days. Who designed her?
Forehead for days.
Everyone has. It's the 80s. What do you mean?
God. No, but they put her hairline like she's a middle-aged balding white dude.
Well, same as Doris.
Yeah, Doris, that's the same thing. It's like, I don't know what it is about these females that were just like, the head is just like sunk down in the face and they just fucking have the giant ass forehead. It's like, are
God.
these women or are they fucking like middle-aged men?
They're biologically created.
I mean, it's the future.
Like,
yeah,
fucking
it's
even
just a lot
looking
of
at-
radiation.
Even looking at Magnus Lee, it's like, yeah, he's got a fucking forehead as well, but not that big. Maybe because of fucking
Yeah,
giant
well,
ass.
He's been
fucking
alive for
bags.
10,000 years. So hold on.
I guess this is Dan. He's got the fucking bangs going down over his forehead, so he's got that shit covered.
Dan was another guy who had a British accent at the first 20 minutes, and then it just drops.
Oh, look at Reagan say with that
I might have
massive
mentioned that
forehead
already, but
right
who
there.
cares?
Yeah, you probably did. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Listen, this is more important, right? This is forehead time. The only guy who doesn't really have, well, not the only guy, but Greco doesn't really have a forehead. He covers that up. Just covers that forehead up quite nicely.
Yeah, he's
Forehead
got
reviews.
he's got his blonde pompadour busted out. He's in love with Doris,
And
but he
D as
doesn't
well.
actually love her. He just wants to fuck her. You know, whatever. He gets a
What's the
candle at some
difference?
point.
uh,
All right, so the director is Toyu Ashida. He also has
Toyo.
done. Oh boy. The
Wow.
the Fifth Doctor Slump movie, guys. We'd covered that.
he did character design for Heidi, Girl of the Alps.
Hey.
Interesting.
Oh, he was director
Oh
of Fist
my
of the North
God.
Star. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He was the director of
North
Fist of the Star.
Star.
And Fist of the Star 2 and the movie. And that makes a lot of sense.
He was an episode director on episode 23 of Space Battle JB Yamato.
He did. Well, he was animation director on a lot more, but anyways.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So he kind of made his name in the 80s there, 70s and 80s. He's one of those guys.
Aw.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't know. There's a show from the 2000s, I think.
No.
From
You're
like
making that up.
late 90s.
No, definitely making that up.
Let's see. 2003.
That's wrong. You're wrong, but that's okay.
He probably saw where anime was heading. He's like, I'm out.
I don't know.
I can't make
It's
these.
a
I
moid-
can't direct these epic. You know what I did like about 80s
comedy,
D?
romance, and sci-fi.
He really likes the sci-fi.
I like the monster designs. The whole biologically created demons and whatnot. I thought they were pretty cool. in the 80s one.
mutants.
Yeah, little mutants. They all had wacky powers and grotesque features. That was cool. That was well done. I like that more than the 2000 one. 2000s one, we had things like werewolf, but in his stomach. Very weird.
Werewolf, but kind of not really. And then thing that merges with other thing, and then looks like short old person, and
2001, 2000s D didn't have the imagination. That's for sure.
looks like old short person on unicycle.
Yeah. They changed the
My favorite
imagination
design.
for at least some resemble of a fine story, I guess.
Yeah.
So the other reason why it threw me off in the time frame of saying the 2000s was a sequel. Here they have cyber horses. In the 2000s, there were real horses.
No, they're
cyber horses. in the
they're
2000s
cyber
one
horses as well.
Yeah, but he has like a few instances where you can
Yeah.
just go and buy a horse, so people have them.
Yeah, they keep them.
He buys a horse, and it's a 790 horse.
JD, what fucking horse do you have that fucking when you fucking flip the switch on them, their eyes glow red? Like what do you
Yeah, right?
what kind of horses do you have?
I don't know.
Man.
Maybe vampire powers transfer the horse. I don't know the lore of this thing. They didn't explain shit to me the entire
What kind
time.
of motorized horse do you have?
It's called a motorcycle, Tori. I know you live in a small city, but that one I know. And I live in a third world country, and we have motorcycles here.
Does your motorcycle have fucking giant red eyes and glow when you turn it on?
In the 2001, we have Christmobile. That one is cool.
Yeah.
Christmobile. Yeah, Christmobile is nice.
Oh,
The
Christmobile.
Marcus. Yeah, Christmobile from Marcus guys. That was nice. Anyway, not 85 first. Yeah. The grotesqueness of the monsters in the 85 is definitely better. It's just everything seems a little bit useless. Like, oh yeah, you just put crosses everywhere and you'll be fine. And the monsters just destroy the crosses. Like, well, shit, fuck my ass then.
No, they
What's the
will.
fucking
They
point?
will. They will. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
I guess so.
I mean, I get it. It's kind of neat.
Although
but
it's very what Dracula style of writing, especially with the sexual tension everywhere. It's just like Dracula. Like the book of Dracula is just drips sexual tension if you ever read it. Like everything is about sexual tension for some reason in that book.
Well, of course.
So in
That's
this one, there's definitely
that's
a lot of that.
vampire lore. It's always got to be just blood. Oh, neck. Oh, let me supple. Blah blah blah.
No, even when you're reading the letters of the guy that is stuck in the castle, and you're like, oh, there's no sexual tension here. And then he opens the door and there's 3 naked women. It's like, never mind.
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of the things that's kind of weird, right? And that's weird for the 2000 version as well, where whole fucking the girl's like, no, I love him, and it's just like, all I'm sitting there thinking is like, isn't that like a thing where it's like fucking you're attracted to the vampire, the girls are attracted to vampires anyways? So how do you know?
Yeah, because they have charm.
Yeah, it's just like, how do you know that you actually love him?
Yeah, they got good, no man. They just got good game.
Yeah, of course they got good game. That's like half the point of a vampire.
Yeah,
Look at my long fingernails and my pointy ears.
you haven't watched the absolute classic that explains everything about vampires called the Twilight.
Oh man,
I cannot say that with a straight face. Oh.
Vampires does not have to wait for the third date.
Yeah, I don't. Although, like, it makes sense the tension because D doesn't want to suck blood and just like, don't wanna be a vampire. If I bite someone, then I'll be the one being hunted. Oh, I don't want that.
I did appreciate that line. I did appreciate that line
hunted.
though. He
Damn.
straight up just goes, "Yeah, if I fuck up, I deserve to like be murdered." Basically, he holds himself to the same standards.
2001
as
is
humans.
definitely better. And just like that, everyone is like, "Oh, but they love each other." It's like, yeah, dude's like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna fucking kill that motherfucker."
But they love each other. But motherfucker, that's how I became a thing. You think my life is fucking great?
Yeah, he's like, my life sucks. I don't deserve it.
Let them be. They're gonna live together forever. Think of the kids. Think of the children.
I love it. The whole point of the sorry, let's finish the 85. 85 sucks. It's
85
not really
sucks. Moving
fun.
on. 2000.
2000s. The whole point of going to Carmilla is for the girl to become a vampire.
Yep.
So there wouldn't be another. God damn it! There wouldn't be another D in the world. It's just, oh man, I cannot say that shit with a straight face for some reason. I should be able to. Whatever. And he's like, well, sure. Then she becomes a vampire, and I kill both of them. It's like, dude, you're just a dick now. You're just being a massive.
He is indeed a dick.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Dampier. Duh.
Dampier. This goddamn Dampier.
Even though
Like, you're
the
afraid
accents
there's gonna
throughout
be
the
another
movie makes it
universe.
sound Dampeel. That's what it sounds like
Also,
they say all the time.
One thing
English.
changed from like one movie to another one. Doris didn't become a vampire because she was bit, but in the second one, if you get bit by a vampire, you become a vampire.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
no, I mean it's so weird. It's so in the 80s one the doctor gets bitten and he like overnight becomes a vampire, while the girl they
yeah.
have to wait till like the third moon of the month or some shit.
Yeah, you know. Some people are just down with
Yeah, it's just the amount of sexual tension.
it.
Maybe
The
it's
doctor-
maybe
the
that's
doctor was
maybe
just-
that's the difference between
The
being like
doctor
a
was
servant
down-
and just being
Yeah.
part of the clique, I guess. Maybe
the
maybe there's like
family,
some
I guess.
weird there's weird
But
some
isn't there
weird
a thing-
poison law.
Isn't there a thing with vampires as well where it's like they can choose, right? Like they can, for example, just suck your blood out and you die. Fuck you.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know my vampire lore, and I don't know
Or
what
you-
vampire
or you-
lore applies to vampire eternity. It seems to be kind of random.
Well, and what is the name? It's not Dracula, the name of the book. It's The Vampire, the name of the classic book.
I thought it
With
was Dracula.
Anyway, I think there's another name. Or maybe I'm mistaken with Frankenstein, because I'm pretty sure Frankenstein is not called Frankenstein.
Well, it's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I think that's what you're
Yeah.
thinking of.
They can just
No,
suck
it's
your blood
Dr.
and-
Frankenstein, I think,
Mm.
actually.
because Frankenstein is not called Frankenstein.
No.
It's just the
it's just
thing, the monster. Anyway, a different literature book. Is there any Frankenstein anime?
I'm sure there is.
Probably not. Maybe Turara,
Yeah,
I
it
guess.
would be called
Uh,
Frankenstein H.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, yeah. They can just suck your blood and you don't become a vampire. Basically, they just go in and suck your blood and go out. And
Okay,
people
so
are like, oh man, you just sick. I guess.
Mary
anemic.
Shelley's book is just called Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So that I was able to confirm. Now there's the 1931 film Dracula. I think that's the one a lot of people think of. But book-wise, I'm not sure.
I think it's just Dracula.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. More importantly, the D.
The D.
The D.
Yeah, I like the 2000s one. I was kind of thinking about this while watching it. This came out in August of 2000, and it clearly has that like JoJo's late 80s art style and wacky animation to it, but it's by Madhouse, so it's actually done pretty well. And I'm just going, I bet at the time, if you saw this, you thought it'd be like 15 years behind the times because of the art style and like, because let's face it, the early 2000s did not look like this. the average anime coming out was not big beefy dudes and grotesque monsters and stuff. But watching it in 2021, this is kind of awesome. That's what I thought. I thought it blended kind of the 80s
just a little
manga
bit.
style to this modern animation that they were able to do.
It definitely looks cool. I also think it's a little bit. It still suffers a bit from that, like, kind of random where it's like nothing is really clear about what anything can do. So it's kind of like even the fucking fights against like the monsters and whatnot D and the rest of the fucking vampire hunters is kind of just like, what are they gonna do? I don't know. What's their abilities? Who the fuck knows? What can he do? What can't he do? He has X-ray vision, but it's not really X-ray vision. But he can't see through things. But he's a vampire. He's a vampire. No, not a vampire. He's a werewolf. And fucking it's kind of just so you kind of just sitting there. It's like, oh shit, fucking comatose, not comatose, but the dude fucking laying in bed hooked up to the fucking IV. Just, what's his thing? Oh shit, he gets injected with a fucking drug. Is he gonna fucking like fucking develop muscles or some shit and go out and kick some ass? No, his spirits go out and fucking send, I don't even know what the fuck, spirit waves, laser beams, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, dude. Don't you know that ghosts can fire laser beams?
Cool.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi story, so like
no,
those are mutants, they're not monsters.
I know, but it's like, I feel like rather than being hyped up for anything, I feel like I'm just sitting there waiting to think like, what are they, like, what can they even do? And it's like, oh, okay, I see. That's what they can do.
Yeah. Most of the time when I was watching, it was pretty much this. I was just like watching it and going, oh. And then something happens like, oh.
Fucking coolest thing that happened in this movie is that old dude who's just sitting there fucking when D comes in to buy his horse, and the fucking sheriff comes in, and he's just like, all right, fuck you guys. And he fucking brings up the giant ass fucking gun, like, you get the fuck out. You, thanks for your money, take my horse and leave.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you the story first. There was this guy. He looked very similar. We all paid him to get 10 children back. He did it, and then the townspeople turned on him. The fucking sheriff goes, "Good, he deserved it. Fuck him." He goes, "I was one of those kids."
Best part of the movie, right there.
That was great. Yeah, the various weaponry.
Nice. The ending as well.
Oh, the ending's like, ridiculous.
I don't need to put the flowers in her gravestone anymore because she doesn't need me. And it's like, hey, Grandma talked about you. I'm gonna go to her home. I'm too cool for that. I'm gonna leave forever. Never to look back. D is definitely cooler, I guess. He has a lot of cooler kind of moments because he doesn't have a protagonist aura, I guess.
He's just kind of this fucking silent type. I do like the kind of like introduction when he shows up as well. When the fucking what's his name? What the fuck's his name? One of the brother dudes that were
Marcus is the name of the. There's Kyle.
Marcus Borgoff. Yeah, Marcus. He when he just fires his arrow at D, he just fucking catches it, and he just instantly goes like, nice.
Like that dude.
Yeah. It's Borgoff.
Yeah, Marcus Borgoff.
Borgoff
Marcus. I mean, yeah, Kyle Marcus. Yeah, the Marcus brothers. But fucking, it's just. I just thought that was really cool. Just like the introduction, just like, oh shit, here he is. Here's the big badass. Here's D. The D is coming in hot. You gonna join us and fight these things? No. Turns around and leaves.
God.
Avenger style. Fuck this.
I don't work with other people.
I did like it. I thought his persona and aura in the 2000s one was better than the 80s. Because in the 80s, he goes on these like random diatribes of dialogue without context and just starts speaking of the meaning of life and all the. I was like, come on, dude. In the 2000s, he's very quiet and only speaks when absolute necessary. And it's always this personality of, oh, thank you. And then everyone else just talks around him. And that creates the characters around him help create his personality. So I thought it was way better done in 2000s.
It is. But I mean, even the 2001 has like some weird moments like that. Like fucking the other dude of the fucking Mark's brother Nolt, when he dies, fucking Borgoff's reaction to that was like way over the top for what we know.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're just like fucking getting it's like, no, you're not dying. This is just a flesh wound, you bastard. I'm just
Is that
like,
in the cave
whoa.
when Shadow Demon kills him and they just look and he's standing up all dead and they're like, no.
Yeah, and
We like-
Borgov is just fucking losing his shit. Now, like, I understand they've been together for a while, but like, I'm just like, we have barely even fucking gotten to know the fact that they're quote unquote brothers.
we don't
Like,
even
just
we
fucking-
hardly even know their names at this point.
I'm just like, is this way over the top? Like, this guy is fucking, for such a supposedly badass motherfucker who goes and slays vampires, this dude is not fucking good at losing people he knows. He cannot handle it.
Yeah, and over the course
He
of
is
the movie,
very
they
mentally
fucking get
unstable.
picked off one by one.
He was fucking ready to blow up crippled Kyle in the bridge.
Yeah, nobody cares about Kyle. Come on.
Nobody cares about Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle.
He's like, oh no! If I save Kyle, I need to blow up because of the werewolf. I'm sorry. Just jump off the bridge, press button. Wait a second.
I love that. Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was like, and then I looked at it and went, oh. Just the reaction then in the 2000s, like, oh. That's unfortunate.
To be fair, that's that moment where you're just like, I fucked up. You just accept it. It's like, fuck.
Well, they I thought the weaponry was kind of wacky throughout because you didn't, like you said, Tori, with all the monsters' abilities, you have no clue or context really to what possibly they could do because they just keep adding to it rather than just go, okay, this is your first one. This person has shadow powers, maybe kinda, but what's the extent of the shadow powers? You'll figure it out as you go. Don't worry about
What's the extent of the shadow powers? Well, I mean, he can also produce cloth.
It's just like, sure.
That, like acts as like real things until you stab into it, and then it's not. And it can also fucking suck people into like alternate dimensions. Traps caught in the shadow. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, the weapons are along the
left
same
hand
lines
sucked
of that. What can Dee's sword do? I don't know. Everything, I guess. what can like even in the 80s that did that? Oh, she has a whip. Oh, it's also electrical. Oh, it's also can split into like 5 ways.
Yeah. And it's the same thing here, right? The fucking not even that, but this is sort of the thing that plagues the movie the entire time. Because like when we fucking when we end up finding like Meyer Link, right? The noble that Dee is after. He is like you quickly realize that like this guy is definitely not the villain. To which case it then becomes the kind of questions like, are we like having this sort of like weird moment where there's no real villain? And then fucking it's like at the end when they finally show up to Carmela's fucking castle and is fucking quickly becomes apparent that she is supposed to be the villain, and it's just fucking that was over real fast. So it's kind of just like you're sitting there like with a fucking whiplash, like scratching your head, like what?
Oh yeah, the Carmela thing was absolutely ridiculous because.
Well, I mean, the moment they started talking about the castle, I was like, oh, that's gonna be Carmela, isn't it? It's like, oh, there was the queen vampire that used the blood of
because they didn't have a villain in the movie until then. There's no villain.
Carmela
it's just a chase.
It's Carmela is also a book. It's set in Australia.
No wonder it's bad.
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with the idea of Carmela and Queen Vampire, and that's in different stories and lore. So
it's like Elizabeth Bathory forgot that she was a vampire and got excluded in the most dreadful place in Earth, Australia.
Yeah, of course. You don't know? Because dude, the ozone's missing there. Of course, that's the worst place for vampires.
I'm pretty sure it's in Australia. Pretty sure. It's been I think it's been a decade since I read that book. Holy fuck.
So yeah, I mean, you're right, Tori. There's just no real villain. It's the chase, and then when they're approaching the castle, finally they go into just context dialogue. It just goes, back in the day, there used to be this chick, and then she got stabbed. Okay, is she dead? Is she not dead? Like, what's going on? Then it shows a carcass, and blood's like going upstairs and shit, and our main girl, Charlotte, she's all bleeding, and Carmela's like, I'm coming back. But so she's dead, but her spirit's in the castle causing illusions. You just sit back and go, oh, okay, whatever. It's Hickey's reaction of just, oh, the whole time.
Yeah, it's like Catch the Castle is like, oh, so the castle is the city where they can live forever and no one will bother them. And then Carmela's like, here, SpaceX, fucking spaceship. Like,
it's actually a spaceship castle. You didn't know?
Oh, so they're going to that space station they showed us in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, I don't even recall that.
Yeah, they opened like on the space, and there's a space station.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh fuck, the fucking vampires built a space station. Why?
How?
You cannot escape the sun in space.
Oh man, this shit is fucking whack.
We haven't even talked about Layla in this movie. We talked about Doris being kind of worthless in the first one. What about Layla? She's in that skin-tight red outfit. She's got a big gun that does many different things.
Here's the fucking relevance of Layla, right?
Okay.
When fucking when fucking Grove is just like
Sexual tension.
I just realized you have turned into quite the attractive woman. There we go. That's Layla.
Well, I mean,
Sexual tension.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She shows up and then she's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then doesn't kill Meyer and almost gets killed and then gets saved by D. And then, she gets her own back when she saves D when he's fucking dying from being in the sun for too long.
Yeah, they call it heat stroke.
Yeah. And then, they call it heat sickness in the Japanese one, but like,
I had sun sickness, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, the heat stroke. Yeah. That sucks.
Drink some water, D.
And fucking, I also love the fact that like
it's hot and heavy too much with all that sexual tension. He needs to dig a hole and
replenish. Layla helps him dig a hole, buries him so that he can regain his power. Goes to leave, gets attacked by that other fucking monster who randomly gets fucking taken out by a fucking lightning strike. And then fucking Layla's like, all right, time to get out of here. Then they just cut, and she's fucking, D wakes up, and Layla's just sitting over him, and it's like, wait, why are you still here? It's like, I'm not here because I want to be. Everything is flooded. It's like,
it's going to be flooded when it stops raining.
It's like, fucking, whatever.
And you just sit there, and you just look at the screen, and 20 minutes after the whole thing, you just go, huh.
Oh, they had a moment. I guess
it's not a bad reaction, by the way. It's quite amusing, I would say.
If you don't see it coming, that's for damn sure.
Everything is very amusing, but it's not amusing because it's like revolutionary. It's just like that. So there's so little context to anything. Then you just become amused.
They say they'll do one thing and then they'll do something completely different, and you're just like, huh. Cool.
Yeah, even like when they're in the bridge, two are down, two of the bodyguards are down, only werewolf is in, and then they go the Marcus, Kyle, and Borgov. They do the traps with the bombs and get the grow out, and the vampire comes out. That one is cool. He gets out of the coffin.
Yeah,
it's a slow burn
scene.
though.
It literally. Now, I thought that moving up there as well was pretty fucking weird. When they're fucking watching the fucking wagon just go in there, they're like, they'll be coming to a long bridge soon. We can take it. We can set up there. And I'm just fucking like, aren't they already on the long bridge? It's like,
That's not the long bridge.
Am I missing something?
Tori, you really lack how long this bridge is.
And then we come to the fucking long bridge, and it's the shortest thing I've ever seen.
No, it's really long. It's an illusion. Come on.
It wasn't that long.
No, it's super long. What are you talking about?
Longer. I mean, it makes sense because fucking at least they were like, we had to set up the bombs and whatnot. I'm like, sure, fine, that makes sense. But like,
did all they say is like, just teleported.
Yes,
just straight up teleported, set up everything.
Like, that is like fucking typical like cartoon shit where it's like, we're behind them, but in front there will be another bridge. Let's just teleport there and set up. Like it's fucking it's the fucking cartoon villain thing. I'm fine with that. That doesn't even bother me. I watched it off fucking Scooby-Doo.
they're going to that castle. I'm not going there. I'm not suicidal. You chicken out now? Or are you a pussy? It's like, oh, fuck.
Well, can't have that.
It's so amusing. And that's the only way to describe the 2001. It is amusing. There's
I was
not a lot of
definitely amused.
context.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
They say some cool stuff, and there isn't a lot of context. If the first one had more context, but it's just no context at all. So I guess it also counts as amusing, but it in a less degree.
It's weird because
I
the
honestly
80s
think
one
the-
is
the-
more of
the
a cult
whole-
classic than the 2000s one.
Yeah, I guess I just think they went too hard on the sexual tension instead of just the predator kind of tension that usually vampire
Although I'm
movies
looking at
and stories have.
I'm looking at my anime list, and yes, the 2000s one is rated better. It also has twice as many people that have seen it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's right.
Maybe my bubble and vibe of it being a cult classic is less than if more people have seen the 2000s
definitely
one.
is, because you always hear about Vampire Hunter the 80s version. Very rarely about
Okay,
the
so it's not just
2000
me.
version. But I do have a fucking sneaky suspicion that is one of those cases where it's like with modern anime fans, it's like they look at it and it's like, Vampire Hunter D 80s. Oh, there's one from 2000. I'll just watch that one.
Yeah, perhaps.
And then there are people like us that go, "Oh, you watched the 2000. You need to watch the 85 then."
Yeah, but here we are saying
so
the 80s one is indeed worse.
Yeah.
It is, but the design of the monsters and policies are nicer than the 2000s one.
Okay, like boss fights. Let's call them that, I guess. Or
Boss fights,
Yeah.
sure.
did you guys, in terms of both movies, did you guys have a favorite one? Did you like the boss fights in movie 1 compared to 2? Did the main villain fight do better in the 2000s than the 80s? What was your feel on that?
I would say the last fight of the 80s are my favorite against Magnus Lee.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, because like the final villain fight in the 2000 is just it's kind of non-existent. It's over really fucking fast.
Yeah, just breaks the illusion, then we're done here.
Yeah, and it's like even fucking it saves like fucking Meyer just shows up again. It's like you thought he's dead, but now he just comes back. So fucking
Nah, he was just cut in half. Don't worry about it. Puts himself back
yeah.
together. He's like,
he's
oh
like,
man, I
that's
gotta pull
what
myself together. I gotta get that Charlotte and D.
Oh,
Because like in the 80s one, it definitely the 80s one feels like watching a Castlevania anime.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Because in Castlevania animes, there's like the grotesque monsters and whatnot, but you step out of the, your ways of transportation into the castle that appeared out of nowhere, which is basically the 80s one. And it's like, okay, I'm here to fight the big bad vampire, and I need to get to the big bad vampire. So even though you have sub bosses in Castlevania, you're just doing that to achieve getting to the big bad, vampire boss.
Right.
Which is Alucard? No, Alucard is not a Alucard is the boss in the first one, right? The first Castlevania.
No, it's Dracula.
You sure it's Dracula?
Yeah.
Alucard appeared, right?
Alucard is the Symphony of Night like protagonist.
Oh yeah, sure. But even still, like you have in Castlevania, you have those characters that just appear. They're not technically villains, but they're just there to anger you with their dumb dialogue. That also happens with the other Dunfear one that says she's a noble, Ramika, because Dee's like, I'm not killing you. I'm here to kill your father. I don't care about you. Those kind of things, but it feels like a boss fight from the beginning of the movie until the actual fight, just like a Castlevania movie. Everything you're doing is in sake of fighting the last boss.
Mm-hmm.
While in the 2001 is like you just going around. You want to kill the vampire that technically kidnapped the noble girl, but they are actually in love with each other. It's just that Twilight kind of the romance story. And D is just being a dick because she's just like, well, I got paid to kill this guy, so might as well just gonna kill him. And I don't like vampires. And you have the Marcus brothers, and it's like, okay, so I guess the Marcus brothers are just the default villains. And there's some redemption in the middle, and people die, and suddenly, boom, you have 20 minutes of actual boss. Like, okay. So
Yeah, I would have.
As it comes to a progression and feeling of progression, even though the 85 is a worse movie, I'll give the 85 the best fight, the last one, because it feels like a Castlevania game, a Castlevania inspired movie, and the boss fight starts at minute 1 of the movie instead of the 2000s that you just go around doing stuff. And then 10 minutes in the end, it's just like, hey, actually, this is the bad one. Space.
In the 80s one as well, right? Like, D actually feels like he's in trouble from time to time, whereas in the 2000s one, it's kind of just like, the closest he gets to being in trouble is when he gets fucking, the fucking sunlight sickness. Yeah, the sunlight sickness, and and even that is just like, that fight gets taken over by Layla, who also doesn't do anything because the fucking monster gets struck by lightning. So it's like, it's kind of just like, that's random and dumb.
I still think like the 85, the sexual tension is a little bit too much.
Sure.
But yeah, when it comes to the actual fight, it's just, and the monsters inside, the grotesque monsters being afraid of D.
It's nuts.
Well, everyone gets afraid of the D when he just comes in uninvited, you know.
Come on, you need permission before.
I would have vastly preferred the 2000s if they established Carmella as the main villain from the get-go. Like, for example, all it would have taken was Meyer just going, our goal is to go to this castle because we know that there's a way into our stars, and she is guarding this castle. It didn't really establish that as anything. That was a big issue. And obviously the Carmella fight could have been way better. It should have been way better.
Yeah.
They have upped it for fucking cool lights. Instead you have D fucking coming in, just like being like, I am here to kill you, and Myers, for what you've done. And Myers just like, try me, bitch. And then he fucking knocks D off. And that's like, okay, cool. Nothing was established there. We just
nothing established.
Nothing was established is that you think that Meyer is going to be the main villain until they very quickly fucking disperse that theory when fucking when Charlotte goes like, no, don't kill him, and it's like, there's something else happening here.
Yeah, you realize that as well when D kills the werewolf, and he's like, who is your hire? And it's like, oh wait, it's not Link. That is Meyer first name. It's not Meyer the hire of the bodyguards. And you realize they were actually guarding the girl to Carmilla. It's like, oh, and then it's not it's a it's a little bit different.
It's a little different, guys. Come on, different kind of
just a little bit. Yeah. It's not an amusing it's a surprise I
guess that I guess that was the one moment in the entire anime that was like, okay.
And suddenly, boom, out of nowhere, villain. Of course, the 85, you also have a really a better delivery of D's secret, that he is actually like the son of the king of vampires.
Yeah, Dracula. Yeah.
Because Magnus just looks at the old god, looks at the portrait in the wall, looks at D, looks at the portrait again, and goes, wait a minute. Oh shit.
Fuck, they look alike.
Hey, cut out with the plastic surgery.
All right, scores. I gave the 80s Vampire Hunter D a 4, and I gave the 2000s a 6 out of 10.
Cool. I gave the 80s version a 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
And the 2000 versions a 6 out of 10.
Okay, all right. In the ballpark of each other. Hickey, are you the same?
As Tori.
Same as Tori. Okay.
as Tori.
I was just a
Even
little
though,
harsher on the 80s one.
Yeah, but I don't blame you. Like that 4 and 5 are so close together.
Yeah.
And it's just not. It's just enjoyment in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it wasn't for the monster designs and some of the fights in the fucking 80s one, it would have been a 4 easily. Probably even lower, actually. But that kind of pulls it up a little bit, but even then, it's still just like I said, there's some good things in the 80s version, but the thing that just completely fucking loses me for it is the story. It's so
Yeah.
it's so fucking and the 2001 isn't much better. Yeah, the 2001 isn't much better. It's slightly better, but not much.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. So our next anime for review in a couple weeks is Tori's pick. Tori, what is it?
Shit, you should have warned me about this before, and I don't have it up. I don't remember what I pick.
It's a certain man.
Oh, what's the name of Eat Man, right? Eat Man.
Yeah.
Eat
We're doing Eat Man.
Eat Man. Eat Man. Bolt Crank. Eat Man.
Bolt Crank. Oh, this is going to be a shit show.
The best kind of shit show.
I can't wait. Just an accident discovery all on the podcast.
Today we're talking about the D, and next time we'll be cranking that bolt.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, guys. This was the end of the episode. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.